Welcome to the PDX files. Each week we dive into the weird and the unexplained here in the Pacific Northwest and beyond. My name is Peej.
And I'm Mac.
And Mac, what are we talking about today?
Well, we're kind of bringing it back home. We're gonna get a haunted with it. Not certainly not jiggy with it because that's 1993, four. But certainly we're gonna get back into some interesting haunted places in Oregon that maybe you've heard of. Some of them I haven't. In this
Ah,
particular episode, I'm excited.
well, I'm excited too because it's been a while. Like I said, like Mac said, that we're back in the Pacific Northwest. So let's get going.
Located on the Oregon coast in Lincoln City, the mysterious
That's where that
Red
is. See, I
Bay
didn't
is
know where
said
that
to be
was.
haunted by a phantom ship. According to local legend, an apparition can be seen here on foggy days.
Hmm.
It sails across the water before vanishing completely. As if that isn't intriguing enough, there have also been numerous shipwrecks in the bay over the years.
I have heard of the
I
Siletz.
have heard of that.
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh, so actually, wait a minute. You have heard of this ghost ship?
I heard of the ghost ship. Yeah, in Lincoln City. But I didn't. Uh, I didn't hear the part about shipwrecks happening in that area.
I mean, it kind of makes sense, and that area doesn't seem particularly safe. I mean, if there's a lighthouse around, it's kind of some shit going down that you got to be aware of, right? But
Right.
I haven't heard of a ghost ship, but that's now that I've heard of it, I kind of want to go check it out. I want to see like what are the dates and sort of and times of the year and times of the day or night when this kind of happens. I'm definitely going to look into this more because it's not that far away.
Uh,
This one that I had not have heard of before.
Lincoln City is only 2 hours, 2.5 hours
Yeah, 2.5, even unless you stop at a winery, maybe.
from from Portland, and it's funny that you're asking to see if there's like a timetable for when this happens, as if it moved like the tides.
Is
Uh,
it the tide? Right. That's what I'm saying, man. Like, what is actually going on with this? And is it residual? I would say so. But I don't know how much I believe in ghost ships, but because it's so local, I definitely want to go check it out someday.
Yeah, and not to jump into debunking straight away, because again, it's visual, right? And it's the perception of people, and it could be foggy, and there could be atmospheric conditions that could create illusions. And so I don't know. It'd be
Absolutely.
interesting. It'd be interesting if it were like completely, you could discern the bow, discern the sails, and all of that stuff. But all
Yeah,
right,
I'd love to see that. That'd be amazing.
all right, moving on.
And I've been to this
It
place. I
opened in
I can talk about this later.
1889. The Geyser Grand Hotel was one of the finest hotels in the West. It served as a hospital during World War II and ended up closing its doors in 1968. It was restored and opened again in 1993.
Hmm.
This process is believed to have disturbed the many spirits that
We've
frequented
talked
the
about this.
hotel in its heyday, and the hotel now has a strong reputation for being haunted. Room 302, right under the clock, and room 203 are rumored to have the most activity.
So where's this one?
It's in Baker City, Oregon, and is kind of along that Oregon Trail area, kind of one of those areas that kind of came up because of the gold rush and other various materials around the area. But I think gold was like the main thing, and it was kind of if you go into the place, it looks like you could have. Have you ever seen the movie Tombstone? Would kind of recognize that kind of motif and kind of the architecture around it. It's definitely old school. Now I've been there like 3 or 4 times over the years, not 1993, but what they talked about in 1993 as like, and we've talked about before, not necessarily, I don't know if we've even talked about it on this particular show, but in general, as a investigators, is when you do remodeling, you sort of fiddle with what's already in place, you kind of can sort of stoke paranormal activity, especially if it's residual, I think, but also if it's intelligent. I've heard of a lot of different stories that even he didn't talk about, and I've been there. Like I said, I haven't experienced anything, but there's definitely a presence to the place.
Well, it
Definitely.
looks like room 302 under the clock tower, and then he said 203. Uh, numerology experts, do you have any ideas what those numbers may mean? All right, we'll
I hope
continue.
so.
Oregon Caves Chateau was built in 1932, and it still has the same rustic atmosphere that it did back then. Guests say they start feeling uneasy as soon as they lay eyes on the building. This continues to build as you climb the narrow staircase to the upper floors. It is said that a spirit named Elizabeth lingers in the 6th floor hallway during the day before wandering the hotel at night. She is said to be the spirit of a young woman betrayed by her husband on their wedding night. She apparently jumped to her death from the window of room 301 after seeing her husband in a compromising position with one of the chambermaids.
Damn. I'm glad they didn't go into detail on that. That one is is more of like a haunt that it's not. I don't know if it's not residual. It's not necessarily intelligent, but it's something that is like this kind of sort of spirit of vengeance that can
Yeah.
kind of be on a place like that, and it's like certain times of the day, and like the spirit's viewing events. So it's almost like a kind of a hybrid kind of a situation. I wonder if people have had that out there. They've kind of sort of seen that. That's not. It doesn't fit either one of those categories to me, at least with the description that the guy gave.
I mean, if it's an apparition that is supposedly wandering, sorry, if it's happening at particular times of the day, then it's residual.
Could be residual. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But if they're saying that she's wandering the halls and whatnot, that could be intelligent.
Yeah, and it could be like purposeful, and that's the thing. It's like that one's one of the ones that would be. Oh man, I would love to investigate that place, just of course to see. And I don't know if that's a real photo. It looks. I mean, I think they're trying to do that here, but that would be amazing to go sort of visit that one. That'd be a really interesting place to go take a look at.
Well, the thing that he mentioned in the video is that people say that they've started feeling uneasy before as they're approaching the property. It looks to be whatever's on the screen right now is the hotel or the chateau.
Yeah.
And then narrow staircases also can kind of force people to have their minds play tricks on them,
There's
right?
some psychological things that can go on in a place like that for
Right.
sure. And so, I mean, it might be just that, but if you already have an uneasy and not even knowing about it, again, I would love to know a little bit more about that. If you don't have any idea about the history of the place
Yeah.
and you already have an uneasy feeling, it could
Yeah.
just be one of those areas where there's just other shit going on that has nothing to do with that hotel, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Actually, that's a good point. But again, I think as people, if people are going to the I'm sorry, what is it? Oregon Caves Chateau, they're there for what it's known for.
It should be
I
anyway.
mean,
Yeah.
you don't just go, honey, should we pull over somewhere now? Oh, here, let's go to the Oregon Caves Chateau. It looks like, let's see if they've
True.
got a vacancy. They're
Yeah.
there for
True.
they're there for the haunted experience.
For the experience. Yeah, that's true.
All right, here we go.
Highway 101 is a stunning stretch of highway along Oregon's coast. However,
Damn
it
straight.
may look beautiful, but it has a darker side. Since the early 60s, there have been reports of people seeing a man with a bandaged face appearing at the side of the road. Some say that he has even been glimpsed sitting in their back seat via the rear view mirror, but when they
That's not
do,
good.
he is
That's not
gone.
good.
Oh,
That's fucked up right there. If that's I've never heard of that before. I want to look into
me
more of
neither.
that, I think, because If I get some dude with a bandaged face in like the back of my car, I'm driving down to Cannon Beach, which is in the northern part of Oregon, by the way. I think that's what they're talking about here. Is not good. That's not what I want to see.
And the 2013 tsunami that happened in Japan.
Yeah.
There's a documentary that I saw on the YouTubes of taxi drivers who end up picking up ghosts unbeknownst to them. So
Oh my God.
they would pick up these fares, they fares would get into the car, etc. And and then all of a sudden they would look and there's nobody there. Uh
Well, I guess they're not getting any good reviews after that.
yeah,
No, but I think that, I mean, actually, I think that might be one of our future episodes because that is fascinating.
yeah.
The idea of picking up a hitchhiker, and that's kind of been discussed even in UFO, UAP, alien things or psychic things, like picking up a hitchhiker. And
Mm,
we thought about that as well in ghost hunting. Is like, you want to make sure you cleanse yourself
yeah.
of those kind of things when you're going to a place, and if you don't know that and you pick up something like that, oh my God, that
Oh
would
my,
be pretty
yeah.
freaking freaky.
No bandage, man, please.
No,
All
I
right,
don't want that guy.
let's continue.
In the 1800s, a woman was accused of witchcraft and was hanged for her supposed crimes.
Hey,
Immediately prior to her death, she cursed the town of Lafayette, saying that it would burn to the ground 3 times. Since
it's
then,
possible that
the
we've seen this one
entire
before,
town has
but
burned down on 2 occasions, so it seems that the curse is not yet broken. Her ghost has also been spotted roaming not only the location in which she was hanged, but also Lafayette Cemetery where she was buried. It has been said that she lurks in the shadows and will scream at visitors, even going to far as to chase them out of the cemetery. Those who have been chased out often have razor-like cuts across their backs,
Hmm.
perhaps from her fingernails as she grabs at them. The attacks got so frequent that the cemetery has now been closed to the public and bears a no trespassing sign for public safety.
It does seem like
I
we
think we've just discussed that one, so we can probably cut that out of there.
oh,
Um,
we can leave it.
I mean, we can leave it in there, but I mean, I feel like, um, I,
Dayton,
I
Oregon.
don't
It's
know.
Dayton, Oregon,
Yeah,
which is
yeah,
as far as Dayton, Oregon from
it's in the wine country.
okay, you know what? I think this is relevant for me, Mac, because
Okay, okay.
there was prior to Portland, Oregon Paranormal Society, I was with an earlier version of that group called Paranormal Investigation Group, or PIG, which I don't even know.
Oh, I do remember that. Yeah, yeah, I remember that a little bit.
But
Yes. Yeah.
that outfit, actually, we met up at Lafayette
Oh shit.
Cemetery. So that's why when I saw this on the video just now, I'm going, oh, wait a second, I've been there. And
See,
I didn't realize that they
okay.
closed it now because we were able to go there.
Yeah, yeah. But obviously, I mean, maybe there's some stuff going on there that has nothing to do with ghosts, but rather just the state of the place. But
Right.
I could have sworn we did something about that previously, and that might be my fault for not recognizing it. But I mean, that's pretty scary no matter what. I mean, that's an amazing story of it. Now, do you remember if you guys had any kind of, like, not in like real
Well,
evidence or experience, but
no, I mean, I don't recall. It just was spooky. I mean, I mean, you're talking about being in a cemetery at night, and
yeah.
but it wasn't like it wasn't like past midnight though. We were there. I think at the latest that we were there was like 9 p.m., 10 p.m.
Oh,
And it was in the fall, so it was very dark. It was just super creepy, just because you're in an old cemetery. I mean, talk about back then. I did not know anything about, because I was so early into the paranormal investigation field. I did not know anything about cleansing and not, and making sure nothing followed me. I mean,
yeah.
that would have been ripe for something to happen, to be perfectly honest, because we were just like go, hey, let's hang out at the cemetery, let's see what's going on there. But it was also, I do recall, and I might have told you this story already, Mac, but it was at that cemetery with this quote unquote paranormal investigation group where we had people going, oh my gosh, that leaf just moved, and it was windy that
Oh boy.
so I was surrounded by people like that night. So that was going, and that's really why I was going, I really don't want to be part of this particular group.
I saw something online today that was it was an article about the I don't know, like the top most useless like ghost hunting not materials but
Tools,
uh,
equipment,
tools. Yeah, and I recognized one from a long time ago when we had done the Hollywood Theater. It was like the ghost. I don't know. It was the
spirit box.
spirit box. I'm like, motherfucker, that is like definitely the worst thing, and that I remember from working with some people back in those days. Like, what the fuck are you doing? There's another one called like using cat balls, like light up cat balls. So if there's something touches it, it lights up. Oh my god, it's a ghost. It's like, oh my god. The one that I was kind of surprised to see on that list, I think there was like 7 of them as well. And maybe this will be another episode that we do, but it was the EMF
Hmm.
meter, and I was really surprised to see that on there because I think it's a tool that not just ghost hunters use, but like electricians use.
Electricians, yeah.
Yeah, so to me, that was really surprising to see on there.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to do that episode. But that no, so that yeah, that last entry just brought back memories. Well, folks, if you enjoy this content, please give it a like and share it across your socials to help get the word out about our show. If you hadn't already done so, please subscribe. And on YouTube, hit that notification bell to make sure you don't miss out on future episodes. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.